We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital, and, of course, the South Point streaming network at YouTube. So we welcome you to the show, as well as all of you listening to us on our local radio station here in town, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM as well. And, of course, all of the other platforms, our websites, the apps that you can get for your devices, your iPhone, Android, and Google. So you can listen to us through the KSHP app, watch and listen to us through the YouTube app, and, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting as well. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever, welcome to the show for this Thursday as we start ramping it up for another weekend. As we told you yesterday, we'll tell you again today, that Fairgrounds has a big, big racing card coming up on Saturday. 6 stakes races, including the Lecomte Stakes, which is part of the Louisiana Derby Series and holds Kentucky Derby leaderboard points, and the Silver Bullet Day, which is part of the Kentucky Oaks points getters as well. And, of course, the Silver Bullet Day will also offer points for the Kentucky Oaks as well. And, of course, 4 other great stakes races 6 of them on Saturday at the fairgrounds. 13 races overall, so it's going to be a long day there in Nolens. Santa Anita will hold the Cal Cup, and of course the Cal Cup Derby, the Cal Cup Oaks, the Sprint, the Turf Sprint, and the Classic are all Cal Cup races, 5 of them on Saturday at Santa Anita. And of course, even Gulfstream Park comes in with their Sunshine Stakes races, the Sunshine Sprint and the Sunshine Turf. So we got a lot going on as we start ramping it up on the road to the springtime and the Kentucky Derby, Triple Crown, and all that stuff. And by the way, coming up 1 week from Saturday, big day out at Gulfstream Park. It'll be the Pegasus World Cup day. Not only will you have the Pegasus World Cup, you'll have the Pegasus World Cup Turf and a whole bunch of great stakes races. And it kicks off 1 week from today in Florida, down there at Gulfstream Park, where they're going to hold the big Eclipse Awards banquet and give out the Eclipse Awards, and that'll of course will be on the Thoroughbred cable TV network of FanDuel. So we're approaching, getting started, getting ready for this new year, 2026. Yesterday on our show, our handicappers came close. Rich Ang and both Dwayne Carlucci had second-place finishes in both of their races. So the Siraco double almost got there, but it didn't. So we'll wait and see what happens today. Handicappers with us today included Jonathan Hardoon back, and, of course, Rich Ang will be back with us as well. John Linda will be with us, and Jerry Jackowitz. Now, John and both Jerry will have picks today because both Aqueduct and Santa Anita are running today. Now, you know, Santa Anita today, they normally don't run on Thursdays, but they picked up this Thursday, as they did last Thursday, as a makeup day for those races that were canceled at the beginning of the meeting when they had all that rain down there in Southern California. So we've got racing both at Santa Anita and at Aqueduct today. And, of course, as with the Martin Luther King holiday coming up on Monday, Santa Anita is going to do something they hadn't done in a long time. Is going to have 5 straight days of racing. Today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We'll wait and see how the entries hold up for those days across that 5-day span in Southern California. We will not have a show on Monday, the Martin Luther King holiday. We won't have a show because there are limited racetracks that will be running on Monday. But nevertheless, our handicappers will have their sheets available for Santa Anita on Monday. All right, let's take a look at some of the stuff that happened yesterday. Or not so much what happened yesterday, because I already told you our handicappers ran second in both the 2 races at Turfway Park. We also had a horse that ran out at Tampa Bay. But looking at some of the headlines, I should say, Brad Cox, trainer Brad Cox, is going to send My World. Now, this horse is sitting on a 3-race win streak, 3 in a row. Going to send My World, this 3-year-old, to Saudi Arabia for the Saudi Derby on the 14th of February. Unusual, but Cox thinks that this is a good spot at this time for this 3-year-old to grab some Kentucky Derby points as well. So he's going to have his Derby horse, one of the Derby horses that Cox has, My World, 3 for 3, now going to the Saudi Derby on the 14th of February. Of course, that's the big day, the big night of the Saudi Cup. And the big Saudi Cup $20 million race there. The Pegasus World Cup got an addition. You know that we were talking about, reported that Goal Oriented retired suddenly after winning the Malibu Stakes. Goal Oriented retired. So that horse left the Bob Baffert barn, and Bob Baffert was pointing Gold Oriented, as you know, to the Pegasus World Cup coming up a week from Saturday. So he put in a replacement horse. The horse now going to the Pegasus World Cup for Bob Baffert will be Matticat Road. Matticat Road will take the place of the retired Goal Oriented in the Pegasus World Cup starting gate, which will happen 1 week from Saturday. Something really odd but tragic happened with a top Louisiana-bred earner. Free Like a Girl. She was the top Louisiana-bred earning horse. She earned over $2.6 million. Now, this was a really great Cinderella story. She was purchased for $5,500 as a yearling and won over $2.6 million as a Louisiana-bred. And she was involved. She was in a trailer accident. She was involved in a trailer accident that did so much damage to her hind leg that they had to euthanize her. So all of that great work she did on the racetrack, and she finds her, death in a trailer accident there in Louisiana. 55 races she ran, 21 wins, 15 seconds, and 6/3 in her career, and unfortunately was involved in an accident in the trailer, in the van. Okay, Florida's doing it. They just keep going ahead now. The Florida House bill, that bill number 881, the one that's trying to decouple the revenue sharing from casinos and the racetrack. The racetracks get a supplement from the casino operations there. They're trying to separate the casino and racing licenses. Well, that bill for that passed the House. All right. So now all of the efforts for the decoupling efforts to stop it, as far as the horseman side of this equation, will center on the Senate side of the bill and, of course, the governor of Florida. So we'll wait and see about that. But they keep moving that thing along. That could be it'll be a residual effect for gamblers, us players. Trust me, if that thing goes into an effect. Okay? All right. So we got some great handicappers coming up today and all that good stuff. And without any further ado, I think we're going to take our first break. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to get started with our racing menu and our handicappers on this Thursday. So, and don't forget, get to the YouTube page for Race Day and then start chatting away. Our chatters do a great job every day. They have a lot of fun, and you can too. And if you haven't already gotten into the chat box, it's simple. You just hit subscribe, and then you can get into the chat box. Subscription is free, and so is the chatting on the chat box. So if you're on our site, go ahead and do it if you haven't. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Guess it's time to take a look at the weather around the country. Now, they say it's drizzling, it's raining up there in New York at Aqueduct, so we'll wait and see if any of the changes in the track conditions there. It has rained overnight. It has rained for a couple of days in Florida down in the south. So Gulfstream Park is going to be off the turf today. They got 4 races coming off the turf. We'll give you those races as we do go through our menu. But Gulfstream Park coming off the turf. Those turf races will be transferred to the synthetic racetrack, the tappeta footing there. And so that's it. As far as any other precipitation right now around the country, all of it is located way up in the northeast, above Boston, etc., right up there. And a lot of snow, etc., going on the border of Canada and the northern part of our northeast part of our country. So without Woodbine running their thoroughbred races, I don't think it won't be a problem there, obviously, but there's snow up there. And as far as the temperatures are concerned, here in Las Vegas right now, it's 48 degrees. 48 degrees right now, and we're going to get up to 70. We're going to get to 70 today here in Las Vegas, so it's going to be nice. Now, as far as the Southwest is concerned, we got a lot of great temperatures going on. Look, Phoenix, Arizona is 80. Southern California today for the Thursday racing in Southern California is going to be sunny, beautiful, and 83 degrees. They couldn't ask for better weather as far as the weather conditions for racing today at Santa Anita. And here in Las Vegas, as I say, we're going to get up to 70. Now, that southern part, it goes right down through the south, of course, through Texas, right down to the Gulf of America. Brownsville, Texas, believe it or not, is only going to be 71 degrees today. So there you have it. Not the hottest. Ha-ha. But like I said, in Miami, 75 degrees and still some rain going on down there. New York is going to get to 42 today, with the rain already passing through. We'll wait and see about that. Chicago, 26. It's going to get up to 26 degrees in Chicago. The Northeast is experiencing a lot of really, really cold weather. In fact, the northern part of the country is a lot of cold. I mean, really cold temperatures. Down in the Southwest, it's going to be hot, but that's going to be moving along. They tell us that in the Southeast, they're going to get some temperatures, cold temperatures, in a couple of days that they are not used to down there. So we'll wait and see about that. But it looks like it's going to be pretty good for the racing around the country. Let's get started with the racing menu for today, reminding you, as we always do, that the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone, because that's where we're at here in Las Vegas. These will be the first post times that roll out in our race book here at the South Point today. If you're listening in the Pacific time zone, no problem. If you're not, however, and you want to make sure you don't miss anything, then adjust the post times from the Pacific time zone to or from your time zone wherever you may be, okay? Because we go around the world, so we know there's different time zones. But if you can adjust from the Pacific time zone, you won't have any problem. You won't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? Here we go. We begin with Parks Racing. Parks Racing has a Pick 5 jackpot carryover today of $119,741. That's their Pick 5 carryover today, their jackpot carryover at Parks Racing. They have 10 races today and a first post time of 9:05. 9:05, the first post at Parks Racing. Mahoning Valley Race Course is next. They've got 9 races at Mahoning Valley. They got a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $3,377. That at Mahoning. And they also have a just the Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $3,377. 9 races today at Mahoning and a first post time of 9:15. Then we go to Gulfstream Park. Okay, rain down there. It's been raining for a couple of days down there. So Gulfstream Park had scheduled the 1st, 5th, 8th, and 10th races on the turf, but they will now be off the turf. So the first race, the 5th race, the 8th race, and the 10th race today at Gulfstream Park come off the turf, transferred to the taffeta footing synthetic racetrack. They got 10 races today at Gulfstream, and Gulfstream Park's Pick 6 Rainbow Jackpot carryover stands at $93,627. $93,627 in the carryover in the jackpot pool there at for the Pick 6 at Gulfstream. First post time for 10 races set at 9:20. 9:20 for the first post there. Aqueduct, the big A in New York. Well, they say Aqueduct, light rain, 41 degrees. The track, however, is still labeled fast at Aqueduct. They got a first post time of 10:10. They only have 7 races today at Aqueduct, but their first post time is at 10:10 today at the Big A. Fairgrounds, where they're getting ready for the big card on Saturday. Fairgrounds has 9 races today, and the Fairgrounds has a first post time of 10:45. 10:45 at the Fairgrounds today. Turf Paradise in Phoenix, Arizona will kick in with 8 races at 12:15. They have their first 2 races will be quarter horse races, and the last 6 will be thoroughbreds. So overall, 8 races today at Turf Paradise. And again, first post time is 12:15. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover now stands at $22,995. $22,995 in the Pick 6 jackpot carryover at Turf Paradise. First post time is at 12:15 today. Then we go to Santa Anita, Southern California. Yeah, there's racing today at Santa Anita, a makeup card. Notice the post time at Santa Anita. It is not 1 o'clock. They changed that to 12:30. First post time at Santa Anita is at 12:30 today. And I can tell you this, that tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday the post time will remain at 12:30. So no matter what the publications say, first post time today at Santa Anita is at 12:30. They've got 9 races there, and a first post time at Santa Anita is set at 12:30. 9 races, Santa Anita today. Turfway Park has 9 races. Turfway Park has a big pick 6 jackpot carryover of $181,364. $181,364 in their pick 6 jackpot carryover at Turfway. They also have a super high 5 carryover, a regular super high 5 carryover of $6,503. 9 races, and there's still full fields there at Turfway Park. 9 races. First post time is at 2:55. Delta Downs has 8 races. Their first post time is at 2:45. So we took it out of sequence there. Delta is 2:45. Turfway Park is at 2:55. And then we wrap it up with Charlestown. Charlestown first post time is 4 p.m. They have a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $21,826. First post time Charlestown is at 4 p.m. Okay. Now we go to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. And how are you today there in the great state of New York?
It's fine. It's in the 40s. It rained last night. It's overcast now by Aqueduct, but it'll be fine. No serious rain coming.
No serious rain. Okay.
Right.
Before we get started, and we're looking, of course, we'll be looking at all those stakes races on Saturday coming up at the fairgrounds. And I know you've been doing a sheet for a while for fairgrounds because your clients asked for that. But watching the races and doing the races down there at the fairgrounds leading up to Saturday, is there anything people should know about is there anything unusual about the racing down there at the fairgrounds?
No, it's basically pretty even. The turf course, for the most part, it was kind of hard to win on the front end. You know, horses from behind were winning, unlike the other tracks that they were shipping in from. So you just got to keep notes, Ralph. You got to know, you got to pay attention. It's not easy to jump in and play a track cold. You want to watch some races and get a feel for it. And trainers there, you got a group of trainers that are really hot, so pay attention to them.
And I would imagine that you doing the work that you do, you have done so, right?
Obviously.
Okay, and so when they get your sheet, it's all incorporated in your sheet.
Yes, of course.
All right, then
Correct.
we'll let you do the work for us. What the heck do I got to worry about? I'll just let you do the work. When we get to the races on Saturday, we'll get your opine of all of those elements that make up the differences at different racetracks. Aqueduct, come on, man, 7 races? What's going on?
It's horrible, Ralph. It's just horrible racing this time of year. I mean, the horses left town. They went to Florida. I guess some went to Oaklawn. And I don't know. They have Thursday racing this week, and I think next week also. But eventually, they're going to go down to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the most part.
I know that HISA has put a kind of an umbrella over a lot of reasons why trainers may go from one place to another, but it's a blanket there. They have the same rules at one place as they do the other. It's just the matter of the local jurisdictions as far as the racetracks.
Well, not so much, Ralph. Fairgrounds is not under HISA rule, so
Yeah,
there
right.
are tracks that are not under HISA rule, and people that are fed up with them, I guess, are going there.
Well, and for example, Paco Lopez, isn't he down there riding because HISA suspended him in other
Yeah, they
places?
took away his license for basically 6 months or whatever. It was some crazy penalty they gave him, and he said, "Fine, I'll take my business to fairgrounds," and they welcomed him with open arms.
Yes, and so what I was about to say is that they do have an umbrella over thing, except for a little pockets here and there. And the pockets here and there are dictated by what you just said. And the second thing is the purse values. Now, look, the purse values are swinging here. Turfway Park, because it's now owned and operated by Churchill Downs, the purses are raised there, and the purses are higher there in a lot of other places. And they're getting a lot of the horses, as well as the fact that they want to stay in favor with Churchill Downs Incorporated. Secondly, you got the purses at Oaklawn Park that's just kicking butt right now, and a lot of guys are going down there for the winter. So it doesn't mean In the old days, you'd go to the racetracks that had great weather in the summertime, which would be, in the wintertime, which would be
Gulfstream, right.
Gulfstream and in California at Santa Anita. But with the purse structures there, et cetera, and those other, mitigating factors, these guys say, you know what, I'll just get an extra coat and a pair of gloves, and I'm going to these places that have, better purses for my owners and me, right?
Well, the two tracks you were talking about, Turfway and Oakland, they both have slots or gaming machines, whatever they are. So that's why the purses are so much bigger, and that's the problem. That's what California has to compete with. What shot do they have? They have no gaming assistance, and that's the biggest problem. So why are you running to California if the purses aren't bigger there?
Well, and not only that, but if you would extract the borders on the map and just saw the U.S. flat there, you see Santa Anita and Turf Paradise, no longer Golden Gate. So you've got just two
Right.
racetracks that you can get condition books for and run races at, and then there's a big long scope before you get like the Texas, et cetera, and to the East Coast. On the East Coast, you can stay in one place and have an option of 3 or 4 condition books for racetracks that you can get your horses fit into. So that's another thing, the geographic
Yeah.
area in Southern California.
California's basically on an island by
Yeah.
themselves. Aqueduct, you have Monmouth, you have Parks, you have Delaware, you have Laurel, even Gulfstream. I mean, you have 6 or 7 tracks that you have easy access to. So
Yeah, and Gulfstream down there. I mean, and then Gulfstream, when you look at it on the distance as far as on the map, is not terribly far from the fairgrounds in New Orleans.
yeah, so there you go. That's why California has the problems that they have.
And I guess Aqueduct is almost the same thing.
Yeah, well, this time of year, though, like Monmouth is closed. I guess they have Parks a few days a week,
Yeah.
but you're right.
So we got to deal with it when we have shorter fields, when we have shorter races. I mean, the amount of races on a day. Uh, when you look at a race and it's a short field, a horse that might be 8-5, that might have been 5-2 in a larger field. Does that make any difference to the way you handicap the race, or it just makes a difference on how you bet the race?
Well, it certainly makes a difference how you bet the race. First of all, when you're dealing with short fields, like in New York today, I think they have a couple of 7-horse fields. And
Uh-huh.
Santa Anita on Monday, they have 1 8-race card, and the rest of them are all 6s. So all of a sudden, you're not going to play pick 5s when you're dealing with a card where they're all short fields. What's the point to bet? You got to find a race or two you like. You're better off betting pick 3s than pick 5s in those situations. I find it to be.
Hmm.
I'd rather have $10 or $20 on a pick 3 than 50 cents on a pick 5. You're much better off avoiding the pick 5s and pick 4s because it loses all value. When you got to have a sequence of 5 races and no field has more than 6 horses in it, what could a pick 5 possibly pay? On occasion, once a year, you'll get some major ridiculous payoff, but generally speaking, it's a bad bet.
So then the choice of betting and pools that you get into changes with the smaller fields.
Dramatically.
Okay.
I mean, you're not going to bet tries in 6-horse fields for the most part. You're really up against it. Maybe a win bet and an exacta or a pick 3, like I was saying.
So in other words, the word punch comes in. You're just going to punch a ticket, punch one way, and that's
Right,
it.
a cold boom. Yeah.
A cold boom. Okay. Well, are we going to cold boom anything today in the races?
Well, let's go to the 4th race for our first boom. And it's a mile on the main track. And I like the number 7 horse in here, Trango Tower. This is a 4-year-old filly from the Linda Rice barn. She's on the improve. She's coming off of a freshening since December 12th. I like her post position here. She's drawn outside. She's going to get first run. 6-1 on the morning line. Jose Lascano aboard to ride. I like number 7, Trango Tower, to win today's 4th race out at Aqueduct.
Well, thank you very much for identifying the track at the end. It is Aqueduct. It is Aqueduct. It is the 4th race on the card. And number 7, Trango Tower, is your play. 6-1 on the morning line. I like that. You're You're picking right against an even money favorite with Flavian Pratt.
There you go.
All right, you got it. Fourth race, number 7, Trango Tower, to get the money there at Aqueduct.
Correct.
All right, we go. Let's go to San Anita.
Okay, we're going to go to Santa Anita, Ralph, and look at race number 8. And I like the 8 horse in here, Big Celebration. This is a 6-year-old mare, was claimed 2 starts back by trainer Jeff Mullins. John Lindo, in his John Lindo report today, reported that the jockey of this horse, Adrian Escobedo, I think, went down the other day. So
Yeah.
I think we'll be looking for a new rider here. Anyway, draws a tough outside post, but this is clearly the fastest horse in this race. She's won at the distance. She's won at Santa Anita. 7-2 on the morning line. I like number 8. Big Celebration to win today's 8th race out at Santa Anita.
Well, that's easy to remember. The 8th race, number 8, it's the last race on the card, and Big Celebration will get us a nice big celebrating dinner. So in the 8th race, number 8, Big Celebration at Santa Anita. I would assume that those will be your only 2 picks today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you have sheets for you do have a sheet for Fairgrounds today. You've got one for Gulfstream, and of course Santa Anita and Aqueduct, correct?
Correct. JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph.
All right, thank you so much, Jonathan, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Great. Stay safe and be well.
You too, my man. All right, we're going to come right back, so don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going, every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Ready to ramp up your excitement for playoff football? Join our hosts as they break down the matchups, key angles, and futures markets in the final episodes of Football Frenzy.
You got Josh Allen on one side, right? But they are pretty beat up.
You look at these 2 teams and you say, wow, they did really well against quality opponents.
Their Bears are going to pile it on. It'll be through the arm of Caleb Williams here.
Think this number's gotten too high? Definitely like the Niners.
Don't miss your chance to cash tickets and root for your favorite team. Stream Football Frenzy every Friday at noon Pacific.
All right, back on race day, Las Vegas, and we got those football playoffs coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and of course the big college football championship between Indiana and Miami coming up on Monday. So we still have some football. Now we're getting really down to the nitty gritty. So our man that covers that for us will be fine tuning his selections as well. But for right now, we'll just go to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, now, Richie, I know you're starting to do some work on the NFL playoffs because they will come before the college football championship on Monday. The playoffs are Saturday and Sunday. Pretty interesting matchups there.
Yeah, they are pretty interesting matchups, and a few of them it looks like could be weather related. I know that up in Seattle, they're hosting the 49ers. 49ers are kind of beat up, so Seattle's a 7-point favorite there. Chicago is playing the Rams. They're hosting the Rams. Should be extremely cold in Chicago. And interestingly enough, the bookmakers started with the Rams as a 4-point favorite down to 3.5. The New England Patriots will be I forget who they're hosting, but the Houston Texans, and they're favored by 3.5. It should be cold in Foxborough and where the Patriots. And then maybe one of the most interesting games is going to be the number 1 seed in the AFC, Denver. They're hosting the Buffalo Bills. That game opened as a pick, but slowly there's been a little money coming in on Denver. Denver is minus 1.5. And, as I advised during the course of the season, depending on who you like, always shop for price because there's always variables out there. A half a point, one way or another can make a difference between winning, losing, or pushing.
Well, people always kind of judge a bet on a team with what they saw last, and what they saw last was an amazing comeback and a win by the Buffalo Bills. But the Denver Broncos, like the Houston Texans, have great defense.
Yeah, there's a moniker in the NFL for decades and decades and decades that defense wins championships, and it probably remains true even to this day. 20, 40, 60, 80 years later. The two number one seeds both have outstanding defenses, the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks, and they do have the week of rest. The only team that got 1 week of rest was the number one seed. The seeds 2 through 6 had to play, and some of them got banged up pretty good. But I think that 1 week rest should be really helpful to Denver and to Seattle.
Well, I know going into New England, where the Patriots play, the Houston Texans will be got their hands full. That's for sure. Even with the great defense that they have, and that quarterback for the New England Patriots, every time he wins a game and gets closer and closer to a Super Bowl, Tom Brady's name might fade away a little bit, but this kid's good.
Well, Drake May has 6 rings to catch up to Tom, so it's going
Right.
to take a while, Ralph. But the key is you got to get the first one, and the defense of the Patriots did a great job suffocating Justin Herbert and the Chargers. In fact, the Chargers were so inept on offense, Ralph, that right after the game, their offensive coordinator Rowan got fired by Jim Harbaugh. That's how pathetic the offense was for the Chargers. But the thing with the Houston Texans, I don't know if their offense is much better than what the Chargers showed. If you watch that game against Pittsburgh,
Oh yeah.
they probably should have beat Pittsburgh by many, but the quarterback Stroud kept turning the ball over, fumbles, interceptions. Just he was just really played a terrible football game, and the score was very misleading. It was 30-6 was the final,
Yeah.
but the Texans got 2 defensive touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That game was really close, actually, for most of the 3 quarters.
Yep. And then talking about Harbaugh, brother Harbaugh looks like he's almost got the contract done as the new coach for the New York Giants. I bet you, Jerry Jackowitz is going very happy for that pick.
Giant fans should be thrilled. I mean, when you think about the coaches they've had over the last 10 or 12 years, they've always hired a hot coordinator, and each one has failed, one after another. And they did say that when they were searching for a coach this year, they wanted someone with head coaching experience and who had a winning experience from where they were. Can't get better than John Harbaugh. The other one would be Tomlin, but Tomlin pretty much is probably taking himself out of coaching for 2026. But Harbaugh would be a really interesting hire for New York. I mean, they've got a lot of pieces in place, Ralph. Some of the drafts have actually not been too bad. You got Jackson Dart and Scattaboo on the offensive
Yeah,
side.
Scattaboo, yeah.
The wide receiver neighbors and the defense, they've drafted well on defense. That team could make a quick turnaround. So Harbaugh likes the situation. We'll see who he hires for coordinators.
And they're still interviewing all of the prospects for the Las Vegas Raiders. I can't wait to see what we get there, but I'm sure that Tom Brady has a little bit of input into who the next coach is going to be for the Raiders, since he's a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders now. All right, let's get back to horse racing. When it comes up to the big games, et cetera, in football, we know that a lot of racing fans are football fans as well, so we'd like to sprinkle that in to our coverage as well. So back to the horse racing. Who do you like today and where?
Yeah, last night, Ralph, I can't believe my horse lost. They looked at the photo for about 3 or 4 minutes. That's how close it was. I thought they were going to call it a dead heat, but he must have lost by half an inch.
Oh
next
man,
up, but
just by a nose hair. It was really something else, but gave a hell of a try.
yeah, yeah. Let's go to San Anita race number 7. It is 6 furlongs on the grass. Let's get a horse who's the morning line favorite, Ralph, but I think this horse is going to be a single for me in the late horizontals. The 3, Berlin Wall. Tiago Pereira riding for Steve Knapp. This horse ran in the Malibu, Grade 1, was thoroughly overmatched. So if you can draw a line through that, the race 2 back, if repeated, fast enough to beat these 3. Berlin Wall, race 7.
Double will be in the 7th race, the 3-8 combination, the 8, of course, Jonathan's horse in the 8th. Rich Yang's got a full sheet for Santa Anita right now, handicapping all the races at the racedaylasvegas.com website. Thanks a lot, Rich. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
All right, now you're talking about sports. We have a message from our friends at Sports by the Book coming up next. Don't go away.
Alex White here, host of Sports by the Book. Join us at 10 a.m. Pacific time today on YouTube. On today's show, everybody's favorite Dwayne Colucci, sportsbook manager at the resort at Summerlin. Find out where the sharp money is for this weekend's divisional matchups in the NFL and the college football national championship between Miami and Indiana. For daily analysis and research and our best bets on the board, YouTube channel Sports by the Book.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Let's go out to sunny Southern California with John Lendo standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man, and it is a sunny day in Southern California.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 80s today at Santa Anita, so we should be good to go all weekend and 5-day week. It's been a long time since we had one of those out here.
Yeah, and I do know that Jonathan Ardoon was alluding to the fact that the entries are a little light for Monday's special holiday card there.
Yeah, we mentioned yesterday just one field as big as 8, and then the rest of the field sizes on Monday I think are 6 or less. So you find out exactly what the horse inventory is when you have to put 5 straight cars together, and it's tough for Southern California right now.
John, with the retirement of Gold Oriented, which was heading towards the Pegasus World Cup coming up 1 week from Saturday, Bob Baffert just looked down the shed row and picked out another horse, and it was Madigan Road.
Well, there's always a plan B and plan C. When you've got an army of good horses, you can call up the backup troops. So Madigan Road will go to the Pegasus next week, and he'll have. I think he's pointing Nisos for the Saudi Cup, and I think Nevada Beach is going to the Saudi Cup as well.
Yeah, there's quite a few trainers, and with Cox sending out his 3-year-old for the Saudi Derby, I guess money talks and everything else walks.
Well, $20 million purses don't come along very often. Plus, the undercard is loaded, so you're going to see some of the horses from California out there as well. And you can do the double. You can go over to Maidan after that for the Dubai World Cup card.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just hop right over and start training there for the next big card in the Mideast. I know that when you do the Linda Report each and every week, you start out with the jockey and trainer standings to catch up. Now, the Linda Report, of course, for Santa Anita today features all the races at Santa Anita. But on your Santa Anita sheet, you also have the Coast to Coast Pick 5 offering that features a couple of races at Gulfstream Park. And with the goodie information at the bottom, you actually update the jockey trainer standings at Gulfstream. So for the folks that are looking at Gulfstream, why don't we do that?
Well, at Gulfstream Park, going into this week, the usual suspects pretty much. Irad Ortiz, who took off Sunday, he had the touch of the flu.
Yeah,
he's still the leading rider. He's got 34 wins. Tyler Gaffleon second with 25, and then Miguel Vasquez rounds out the top three. He's got 22. Little surprise in the trainer standings. The perennial leader, Safi Joseph, is not the leading trainer right now. The red hot Mark Cassie and Carlos David, they've got 17 wins. Safi Joseph has got 15, so he'll be there at the end of the meet. Favorites at Gulfstream winning around 37% for the meet.
And John, I can say that, a lot of people are familiar with Mark Cassie, but Carlos David is kind of a new name on the leaderboard.
He's a high percentage guy. He's been in Monmouth Park a lot in the summer times. He's a guy that does a lot of claiming, but he'll run horses at you, and he's a good 22% kind of trainer. So, as a horse player, if he's got a horse I like, I have no problem going to the windows.
Yeah, that's a good thought there, and I wonder if Irad is going to get over the flu and get back to work today. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, I haven't heard any other changes. Looking at the changes at Gulfstream Park today, no jockey changes yet.
Now, Jonathan Hardoon alluded to your sheet today that says that Escobedo, who is the named as the rider on his pick in the 8th and final race, may not be riding today.
Well, he was on a horse named Damasio, who suffered a catastrophic injury in Sunday's second race. He was off all his mounts after that. He did not ride at Los Alamitos Sunday night. So I don't know his status. I have not seen any updates as to whether he will ride today or not. So just keep an eye out if you like a horse, again, like John Hardoon does with Escobedo named as rider. Keep an eye out in the late changes when they come up to see if there's any rider changes.
And want to remind everybody that we're on a 5-day week at Santa Anita today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and a special holiday card on Monday. And throughout the 5 days, the first post time at Santa Anita will be at 12:30, correct?
Right. A little bit extra light now. So they've moved the post times from 12 noon last week, and now we're 12:30 every day this week. As long as they keep it the same every day, I don't like that flip-flopping around. That's when the horse players get confused.
Yeah, not only that, but the people who print these sheets in Las Vegas get a little confused too. So I want to make sure everybody knows it's 12:30 throughout the 5 days coming up at Santa Anita. Well, you did the jockey trainer standings for us at Santa Anita. What about, at Gulfstream Park? What about Santa Anita?
Well, Santa Anita, Humberto Rispoli won 4 races on Sunday. He has moved up into a tie for leading jockey with Juan Hernandez. They've each got 8 winners. Kazushi Kimura is right behind. He's having a good meet. He's got 7 wins so far. As far as the trainers go, we were talking about Mark Clapp being cold. Well, he got hot last week. He's now the leading trainer. He's got 7 wins. Bob Baffert, Doug O'Neill, and George Papapadromo, they've each got 6. So very punched up trainer standings right now. And for you, Ralph, favorites so far, they've run 67 races. Favorites have won 31 times. That's 46% so far.
Wow. We got to get that a little bit lower and get some more priced horses in there. Not outlandish price, but just good priced horses. And yes, Mark, I guess we threw down the gauntlet to Mark Glatt because he turned around and had a big week to get right up there in the trainer standings. But very capable trainer. His horses are always ready to run in the races that he puts them in. And don't forget, folks, that John Lendo's Lindo Report for today's racing at Santa Anita, plus a coast-to-coast pick 5 suggestion between Santa Anita and Gulfstream for their coast-to-coast bet on one comprehensive sheet. And that is, of course, the Lindo Report available here, only here in Las Vegas. The only place you can get it in the gaming capital is right here at the South Point Racebook, and it's free of charge, compliments to the players because they love horse players here. And again, with that, the goodie information at the bottom is where we got all of your trainer and jockey standings and stats on the favorites as well. All on the Lindo Report here at the South Point. All right, John, what are we doing today?
Let's go to race number 3 at Santa Anita. In the 3rd race today, this is on the grass. Number 7, Bro was last seen in the Snow Chief Stakes last year. And he was vanned off. He bled that day. There's no Lasix allowed in the stakes races. Well, they allowed in the allowance races. So he gets the Lasix back today, which is important. He won this condition going 2 turns, routing. He's allowed to now, with that new rule, come back and win it sprinting. So he comes back in a sprint. He draws outside, training well for the return. I just think getting the Lasix back is going to be huge for him. He's still got plenty of upside. He's a horse with a lot of talent. Race number 3, number 7, Bro, 7-2 on the morning line at Santa Anita.
All right. The third race at Santa Anita, right in the middle of the early pick 4 and early pick 5. Third race, number 7, Bro, the 7, with one of the leading riders there at Santa Anita, Umberto Rispolis, aboard number 7 in the third race. Don't forget to get that Lender report covering all the stuff that we were just talking about right here at the South Point, free of charge. And John, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right. Thank you, my man. Let's go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph.
What are you doing with a Raiders cap on when the Giants are about ready to sign Harbaugh as their new coach?
I don't know. I'll tell you the truth. I'm like late this morning. I don't know what I'm doing exactly. I was over at the South Point last night at they had the show, the Docksiders. I had a blast.
Good show.
So, great show.
All right, let me ask you this then. Are you telling me that I am telling you, breaking the news to you for the first time, that Harbaugh is going to be the new coach for the Giants?
I thought he would be. If I were making a bet or going to Poly Market, I think the Giants would have been the favorite to get him.
And so what do you think of that?
I personally thought he was the second best choice. I wanted them to take Stefanski because he's younger and for reasons like that. But Harbaugh is a terrific coach. And the Giants will surely, for the first time, be like a professional organization since Tom Coughlin left. So they're going to play a lot of good football.
Well, and they have some really good players for them. They got good quarterback and a great running back, and I think that Harbaugh can put it all together.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he's got tools there, but I mean, he's had a great quarterback and a great running back for a couple of seasons with Lamar and King. And King Henry.
Yeah,
I'm happy. I'm a New York. I've been suffering for years and years and years. So,
we'll
have a real and it's not bad for the Raiders because the Raiders could end up with Stefanski. So who knows?
Yes, and that's I was just going to say. We're still waiting to see what who the Raiders pick for trying to refurbish the Raiders here in Las Vegas. But enough said about football. Now, what about racing?
Okay, well, we have racing at Aqueduct and at Santa Anita, and we got horses to bet. Yeah, okay. So let's start over at Aqueduct. Let's go to the finale, race number 7, and race number 7, number 7, Mo for the King, attracts my eye. This is sort of third off a layoff. Bobby Falcone claimed this gelding, and I think maybe a little better than these, and we're getting 4-1 makes, if we're 3-1 or better, I think we're in good shape here. I'll take the 7 over the 1, 2, 3, 8, reverse 1, 2, 3, 8 back over the 7. The 7, Mo for the King.
All right, Mo for the King. The 7th race, the 7, easy to remember.
That's what the King says.
Yes, the 7th race, number 7, easy to remember. And the link-ups are 1, 2, 3, and 8, and reverse. Okay, what about Santa Anita?
We're going to go right to the first. See if we can score a 3-pointer here with Doncic, the 5.
Okay.
A little freshening here. His best races are good enough to win 5-1. He has Hernandez up. Hernandez sticks with him. I kind of like that. I just think he's the right horse at the right price. Anything above 7-2 is good for me. I'll take the 5 over the 167, reverse 167 back over the 5, but the 5 in race number 1, Doncic.
Okay, a little bit of wording there for Doncic. Nice little catch there, Jerry. First race.
Maybe he'll kiss it off the backboard. Who knows?
Yeah, that's right. First race, 12:30 post p.m. Pacific. In the first race, he likes the 5. Link-ups are 1, 6, 7, and reverse. The 5's the key. Don't forget, you get Jerry J's power page with all the P's and the stars and the pop-out keys and the V's, all that good stuff. The Jerry J's power pages for both Santa Anita and Aqueduct available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. Say it, Jerry!
Have a great race day, everybody.